estimating the mean of grouped data. So when we estimate the mean of group data, basically we're going to find the midpoints of each of our bars of our histogram. And then we're going to do it like we did the weighted mean. So first thing I'm going to do is find my midpoints. Halfway between 0 and 6 would be 3. If you're not sure, add them together and divide by 2. Halfway between 6 and 12 would be 9. Halfway between 12 and 18, 15. Halfway between 18 and 24, 21, right? Halfway between 24 and 30, 27. And again, if you're not sure, just add the two numbers and divide by 2. Now we're going to use the midpoints and we're going to multiply it by each of the values like we did with our weighted mean table. So we're going to take the 3 times the 3, which we know is 9. We're going to take 9 times 9. How did that work out? Which we know is 81. We're going to take 15 times 7. What's 15 times 7? Write that down. Let's see, 5, carry my 3, 105. Did I multiply that right? All right, then we're going to do our 21 times 5. So that would be 5, 10, 105 again. And then we're going to do our 27 times 3. 3 would be 21, 6, 7, 8, 81 if I multiplied that right. Once we've found all those products again, we're going to add up all that column of numbers. So I'm going to take 9 plus 81 plus 105 plus 105 plus 81. What do I get for my total if I add all those numbers together? 381. We are now going to take that 381 and divide it by the 27 post offices that we had. 27. Almost looks like a 2. So if I take my 381 total, I divide it by the 27 randomly selected post office visits. I would round my answer to at least one decimal place, it says. I would come up with, what was that? 14.1. 14.1. So the mean waiting time would be 14.1 minutes, right? The smallest was between 0 and 6. The biggest was between 24 and 30. The average, 14.1 minutes that I have to wait. Ooh. Number 17, same kind of thing. Based on my histogram, I want to estimate what my mean is going to be. So I'm first going to find the midpoints of each of my bars here. So halfway between 0 and 10 would be 5, 15, 25, 35, and 45, right? We are then going to multiply those values by the numbers on the top of our bars that they were so nice to mark for us so that we don't have to try to line it up straight. So first of all, we have 5 times 2, which we know is 10. Then we're going to do 15 times 3, 45. Then we're going to do 25 times 6, 150. And then we're going to do 35 times 9, 315. And last we have 45 times 4. 180. And then we're going to add all of those up. 700. We are then going to take that 700 and divide it by 24 was our sample. 24 households. We are rounding our answer again to at least one decimal place as I scribble over the one decimal place. So if I divide that out, I would round that off to 29.2. 29.2% would be my average appreciation value for my house. And the last one, number 18 here. Oh, at least they did 5s and 10s, and that's easy to find the average of. So, again, we have 5, 15, 25, 35, and 45, right? Halfway between each of those. Again, if you're not sure, you can add the two numbers and divide by 2 to get that average. So 5 times 5 is 25. Then we're going to do 15 times 9.
135.
135. And then we're going to do 25 times 4. 100. And 35 times 4.
140.
And then last we have 45 times 2.
90.
Then we're going to add all those numbers up. $490. So we want to estimate the mean survival time. We're going to take our 490 and divide it by the 24 patients that were diagnosed, right? We got what? 20.4? 20.4. The mean survival time in months. I want to live longer than that. By the way, if they hadn't given us this number in the word problem, which I think they do on all of them, you could have added these numbers up here, and those numbers should add up to the 24, right? All right, so hopefully nothing too hard at the beginning of chapter 3. We're not all the way through chapter 3, but we've started chapter 3 anyway.